Hello, Barendipitous here with another video for the board game shelf. Here we have Master of the Galaxy. This is a bit of an unusual one. This was a number of years ago. My wife and I went to a board game store, and they were having this sort of very large sale where if you buy 3 games, you get 3 free from a certain selection. They were basically trying to get rid of their bulk of certain games that were not selling as well, as far as I understand. And uh, so we basically got 6 games for the price of 3 games, and we were very happy about it. It was like a Black Friday or something like that, or so it was some kind of like, we need to get rid of this stock, so take the ones you want. And this was one of the free games that we grabbed. We don't really have that many space games, oddly enough. And I know there are lots of great space games out there. A lot of them tend to be much larger in scope, like Twilight Imperium. I know Voidfall is the more recent one. They also tend to be more kind of like management Euro games, things like that. I wasn't sure exactly what to expect from Master of the Galaxy, and admittedly, I have only played this once. This might be a game that my wife and I donate because we haven't really played this at all in years. We haven't had much interest, but we do want to play it at least one more time to see if we want to keep it or not. Because again, we kind of got this game for free, but you can see basically there's a bunch of like stars and planets with various routes. Oh gosh, trying to remember how things work here. Yeah, there's various resources in these bags, and resources I thought they were cubes or something. Oh wait, no. So each faction basically has various tokens and buildings and things like that. I guess there's a little bit of a war game element to it, right? So there's stations and stuff. And yeah, here we go. These are the various different kinds of resources. These are like clear plastic cubes, yellow, black, red, white, and blue. But yeah, one bag for each player essentially. And then you have these various cards that have different things that you can try to like build or develop for various abilities and things like that. I'm sure that I definitely do love space. Space this has a very sort of space opera feel to it. Definitely, you can see different lots of different interesting characters and species and robots and things like that, right? I haven't I don't know if I've quite gotten or understood exactly what this game is all about, except for the fact that it's basically you're trying to gather resources, you're trying to spend those resources to spread your wealth around. I think these are the different factions, and this might be the scoring board from what I remember. Um, but Oh yeah, there's different ways to win too. There's an expansion victory, domination victory, or a conquest victory. So there's a little bit of that kind of like civilization, wargaming kind of thing going on. I I haven't really heard any. Oops, sorry. I haven't really heard anything about this game outside of my own experience. I might look up what people have had to say about this game on YouTube, just because I'm very curious about whether this game has been well received or not. Because it's kind of sort of a blank slate for me. I don't know that much about it, and the one time I played it so far, I mean, it wasn't bad. I enjoyed it, but I also didn't feel like I appreciated it quite as much. It's weird because I don't know, like anytime I see a space board game, as much as I love space and space combat and the idea of space exploration and different creatures from different planets and systems interacting with each other, and I love Star Wars, I love space opera type stuff. I love the wonders of outer space and everything, but I don't know, maybe I guess when it becomes like a complex, almost video game type thing where you're trying to establish some kind of empire with resource management and things like that. I don't know. Maybe I just maybe I like more individual space stories than grand space stories. There is another space game that I love, which is called Star Realms, my favorite space game ever, and it's pretty simple and abstract. That'll be its own video later, of course, when I get to it. Um, But yeah, like I've never really had much interest in trying Twilight Imperium or Voidfall or anything like that because I feel like either I'm not a fan of that type of gameplay, like the mechanics of the game, or I feel like I already have games that scratch the itch for me in terms of like exploration and things like that. Like I have Gloomhaven already. Um, I don't know. It's odd to me. I will say I am aware that there are some board games based on Dune, Dune, and my wife is a huge fan of Dune. And we might get something like the Dune Imperium board game or something and see what that's like. Um, but yeah, Master of the Galaxy, explore, expand, exploit, exterminate, different ways to win. And I'm willing to give this one more go to kind of see what it's about a little bit more. Um, but you know, I'm if nothing else, I'm certainly always happy to like try new board games, and this was just an opportunity to, we got six board games in the same day. We purchased three of them, and then we got to choose three for free that were being given away that weren't as popular, and so, you know, there might be some diamonds in the rough there, and I think there's some interest. I like the artwork, and yeah, and I like space, so I'll see how I feel after playing this one more time. I probably won't really make a video about that necessarily, but I wanted to at least show that this has been in my collection for a while. Might not be in the future, but yeah, just kind of. I think mainly this is an example of just um, I my wife and I we try to be like fairly judicious and selective when it comes to like buying board games because we don't want to like you know go into debt buying board games, and we also have a limited amount of space. It has gotten much easier to purchase board games ever since we bought a house. We used to live in an apartment, and we were definitely running out of space there. But but also just kind of like we only have so much time to enjoy board games. We'd rather make sure that the board games we have are ones that we will properly appreciate. So anyway, we'll see. Master of the Galaxy looks cool. Enjoyed my first playthrough of it. I cannot remember who won or why or which victory they had because we were all just kind of like trying to figure out how it works. But yeah, we'll see. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And until next time, all the best.